Hello everyone, I am back and I have finished some of my sprites, well enough to make this video, so I figured why not. And you guys are probably wondering where's the next chapter of the Danish Slaughterhouse. I still have to finish up sprites for that, so it might take a little while longer, but I should be getting them done soon. And before we begin on this next chapter of Kidnapped by Sexy Men, I just want to say that I now have a coffee, and I'm leaving the link in the description, so you guys can buy me a coffee and support what I do. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I just want to have it available in case anyone wants to. Oh, and also, whenever these chapters have like songs and the characters and the Italian characters are singing them, I'm not going to be singing in their voices, especially if it's in a different language, because 9 times out of 10 I don't know the language, and in this case, starting off with a song in Spanish, and I hardly know any Spanish. I mean, I know a little because I kind of lived in an area with Hispanic people sort of around, but like, I'm not fluent at all, so this is gonna be fun. Anyway, let's begin. Intentalo si hace lo que es tu intentalo vete de norte a sur. Intentalo que solo soy de ti. No me dejes en tu amor. This is kind of awkward because even though I barely know any Spanish, I do kind of have experience in a few Romance languages. They take a while to guess which ones. And I can kind of pick out a couple words that I can recognize, so it's like I kind of recognize a little bit of it. Spain, Italy, and Romano sung as they cut ingredients for pasta and guacamole. They sung the song Entantello. It was pretty popular. It was a pretty popular song right now for all the Latin countries, and of course Spain had it on his iPod, which was plugged into an iPod radio, so the 3 of the Hispanic/Latin countries could listen to it nonstop. The song was slightly dirty with some talk about turning on and touching each other all over, but nonetheless, they loved the song, and it described exactly what the Spanish man wanted to do to you. Boy, you're going to jail. We're just done getting ready for the day, so you decide to go to the kitchen to get something to drink. As you walked into the kitchen, you could hear singing and music, singing in Spanish, but it was more than one voice. Being the curious person you were, you closed the door and leaned your ear against it. Intentalo si hace lo que eres tú, intentalo vete de norte a sur, intentalo que solo soy de ti, no me dejes en tu amor. You knew the song that was being sung. It's pretty popular with the Hispanic, Latino, and Mexicans at your school. You're slightly Mexican. No, I'm not. Not even a little bit. I mean, I know one of my relatives is married to a lady from Mexico, but I'm not related to her. By the way, if you're watching this, I am so sorry for my bad Spanish. And most of your friends first, so naturally the song made you want to sing and dance along like you and your friends would usually do when the song came on. The song was so addictive that even the Asians, Africans, and other non-Hispanic, Latino, and Mexican in your school sung and danced along too. You opened the door to the kitchen and strolled in just when the female part came up. Me gusta, me asusta sentir tu cuerpo. I am so sorry. Ordino sobre mi piel. You sung and danced all the way to the fridge to get a bottle of water as you seen Spain, Italy, and Romano staring at you in astonishment. They couldn't believe that you knew the song, sung with such accurate Spanish. Ha! They sing in accurate Spanish? That's more unlikely than you'd think, considering I can't even speak good in my target languages. God, I need to go back to my memories courses. I have so many of those I have so many memories courses, and I just have not completed any of them. I mean, I completed my Japanese one, but do I remember anything? Not really, so I'm gonna have to retake it. And danced with such happiness and enjoyment, and I'm skipping the parentheses because screw it. You stopped singing and dancing when the next male part came up. You sat down on a stool and watched as the 3 men slowly went back to their work. After a while of silent shopping and listening to Entantello and Spain spoke up. Where did you learn Spanish? he asked you as he started to chop up a few tomatoes. Spain did this. Romano stole one huge red and white one when Spain wasn't looking. He was looking up at you. My friends and I'm about 25% Spanish and Mexican, which you guys know isn't true. I mean, anyone that's watched my Italia genealogy video would know that that's definitely not true. You answered as you watched Romano eat the tomato from behind Spain. You giggled slightly when the moist tomato seeds squirted all over Romano's shirt and on the back of Spain's head. Spain noticed this, so he turned around only to make you laugh more since you could see the seeds stuck to his head. Spain then took a towel and started to clean Romano up as if he were still chibi Romano. Romano snatched the towel from Spain, then started to clean himself up. I could do it myself, dammit! I'm not a little kid anymore, you tomato bastard! He grunted at Spain. Spain only smiled back at Romano's scowl, then back to you. How cute, you thought. Before you fangirled out, though, you foo-su-su-su. Is this like the kiss assist where I'm just not going to be able to do it? Probably. Yourself in order to calm down. You have tomato seeds stuck in your hair, you said as soon as you were calmed down. You got up from your stool and took one of the many kitchen towels to wipe off the tomato seeds from Spain's hair. As you were wiping, you decided to take this opportunity, so with your other hand you gently touched one of Spain's somewhat curly brown locks. Spain gave a hearty chuckle. Then you pulled your hair back at the sound of him chuckling. Spain turned around and took the towel from you and continued to wipe his own hair as he blushed like crazy. Did he want you to die from overheating yourself? Just as Spain opened his mouth, a certain short Asian man ran in. He picked up, then threw you over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. I am sorry, but it's my turn today, he said quickly but clearly before he took you to God knows where. Japan dropped you off in his room, which was very unlike how you thought it would be. There was a folded futon in the corner of the room and a small desk where a laptop stood. There was also a bookshelf filled with notebooks, manga, anime DVDs, and doujinshi. Okay, but does he have doujins for Rumhun, though? Because, if he does, then maybe we can make a deal. Like, maybe he's allowed to be as creepy as he can, but he has to supply me with a bunch of doujinshi for Rumhun and Demilith. Specifically male Bylith, because I'm still salty over the fact that you can't support Dimitri in Fire Emblem houses with male Bylith. I'm salty, okay? I have a particular need for some Rumhun and Dimitri X male Bylith, okay? The last thing you'd seen was another desk right by the closet where tons of utensils for drawing. Must be for making anime, manga, doujinshi, you thought as you approached the art desk. Japan's eyes followed your movements as you approached this special desk. You reached up to pick up the current work, only to place it back on the table and turn around. What had you just seen? Oh, it was a hentai picture. With you in Japan in it. Someone's going to jail. You slowly walked over to the bookshelf where you picked up a book with a pink title on the spine. It was a doujinshi. You opened up the fan-made manga, then instantly closed it and put it back on the shelf. Okay, that one was dirty and filled with naked anime pictures of you in Japan also. Oh! You huffed as you went over to the computer, which was in sleep mode. You lightly touched the space key and watched as the computer lit up to the desktop. You instantly closed the laptop shut when you see the desktop background. It was yet another naked anime picture of you in Japan doing stuff. And this would be the point in the story if I wrote it, where the FBI would be knocking on the door, being like, FBI, open up. Oh, if only. You took your phone out of your pocket and looked at the time. It was 12:45. Japan's eyes opened up with horror as his phone vibrated on the desk where his laptop stood. He swiftly went to the desk and picked up his iPhone 4. It's older than my phone. And my phone's old. Before it could talk, but he was too late. Jessica has opened her phone, the phone said as Japan barely touched it. That's definitely illegal. I mean, I know there are certain apps that helicopter parents use on their children to track them, but I don't think it has that voice stuff. Either way, those apps are creepy as hell, and they shouldn't even be available. He unlocked the screen, then shut his phone with a voice command. Your eyes widened as you pocketed your phone. Your face turned red with embarrassment, blushment, even though that's not a freaking word, and disbelief. Japan was your stalker. He was your number one stalker. And this has to be very much illegal. You could believe that maybe Korea drew hentai too, but not stalking you with voice commands on your phone. You could believe that maybe America stalked all of your accounts on every social network, writing websites, and fangirl websites on the internet, and that really that wasn't really bad. They meant to put bad, but they put bad. I feel like this could just. I feel like writing, and that wasn't really bad, could just spawn a whole bunch of memes. Prussia stalker, your school blogger, which my school didn't have any of that stuff, and I don't really know any school that does have that stuff. And that wasn't even as worse as how much of a stalk Japan was. Consider the fact that these are grown men stalking a teenage girl online, and it's creepy. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's disturbing. Kiku? You asked as he started to blush too. You could notice that his palms were sweaty because he was rubbing them on his pants. Yes. You started back at you. You raised your eyebrows at him, but still blushing. Why did you take me into your room if you knew this might have happened? You asked him. You had a few ideas why. Maybe he wanted to cosplay? Yeah, cosplay with my number one stalker. Hell no. You knew he was a fan of taking pictures of lots of stuff. Okay, this last sentence sounds so creepy. It sounds like it came straight out of a story about a serial killer. I'm not even lying, because I actually own characters that are killers, that are serial killers, and this looks like a sentence that I would put in like a story about them. Maybe he wanted to add you to his collection. That just gives such creepy vibes. Well, he started. He walked over to his closet and opened the door just enough for him to walk in. He closed the door behind him, and you could hear rustling from inside. You wanted to question this, but you decided to wait. Soon after, Japan came out with a silk purple kimono. It had a yellow sakura flower pattern, and it looked as if it would stop just at your knees. It was a short kimono. You had heard that short kimonos were in style now. But did Japan want you to wear it? There was no questioning it. So, you mean to tell me that there is a grown man stalking you to the point of having voice commands on their phone informing them of their every action that you are doing, and you somehow end up alone in the same room as them, and the grown man wants you to put on different articles of clothing for photos, and you don't run out screaming for police? You know, if this wasn't a Hitalia fan fiction and the person is just a regular creepy guy, Jessica/Reader-chan would end up dead. And also, this is part of the reason why my thumbnail has myself sort of dressed up as Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Remember, guys, no looting lollies. You know he wanted you to the second he slowly took your shoulder and led you to the closet where you would change. As soon as the door shut, you knew you only had two choices, put the kimono on or stay in the closet all day. I've stayed in the closet for a lot longer than all day, just saying. You decided to just give in to Japan's wishes and put the kimono on. Cosplay it was. That was all you had done with your day with Japan. You had cosplayed into many things, such as cat maids, dolls, sailors, and much, much more. Japan had even put you in a pink dress as he dressed in a Switzerland-like stereotype cosplay. The two of you made a video of dancing around the room and singing yo-ho-ho, tra-la-la. And if I were writing this to be creepy, that would be the last video where Jessica and Reader-chan would be seen alive. If only. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that one of these days. Just like in that one episode when Japan thought Switzerland would be more like, well, that. You couldn't say that you hated your day with Japan, and you couldn't say that you loved it, but one thing was for sure. You had fun with the Japanese man. Yes, the same man that stalks my every movement and most likely all my accounts online and creates porn with me in it, even though I am underage. I mean, we're not actually underage, but Jessica/Reader Chan is in this story, so that's fun. As you got ready for bed, you thought of who was next. Wasn't the cycle over? No, it couldn't be. Next would be the one and only Spain. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, my throat's just giving in. The last member of the Bad Touch Trio was next. Again, I've already talked about how I don't really like the title of that trio being the Bad Touch Trio for reasons. Spain may have seemed nice, carrying everything a girl wanted a guy, but the fangirl rumor going around was that when Spain wanted something that would be easy for him to get, he made sure he got it. So, like Central and South America, I'm so smart and funny. As you shut your lamp on your nightstand and pulled up the covers to your bed, you thought about this. Do I count as something Antonio wants? You knew that if he did want you, he could get you. And that's everything. Yay, we're done. I just want to sleep. Anyway, I will see you guys next time.